Welcome to Children's Corner, where we come to be with God, to worship God, and to hear the stories of God. There are many things that we can do to be with God. One of the first things we always do in this time and space is to light our Christ candle to remind us that Christ is with us. And then we share our greeting with one another. And our greeting is that the Lord would be with you and with you also. Before we hear one of God's stories, we always sing our special songs, so we know it's time for us to be still and listen to what God might be telling us. Please join me in singing Be Still and Know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. What are some big gifts that you have received? I know one that I received when I was little was a stove that my father had made for me. I was probably about 6. I loved that stove. I wonder if there's something that's even bigger. Think of like the biggest gift you ever had. You know, there are some gifts that are so big that we can't see them. We forget that they're there. They're all around us, but we don't always see them. I don't really know how to explain it unless we go back to the beginning, or just before the beginning. In the beginning, there was nothing but God, and perhaps an enormous smile. On the first day, God gave us the gift of light. I don't mean like the light that's in this room, the light that we can turn on and off, or the light that comes from the sun, moon, and stars, but light, all light, and what's present in light that makes it light. And God saw the light, and God said, "It is good." On the second day, God gave us the gift of water. I don't mean like the water in a drinking glass, or the water from the bathtub, or the water from rain, but water, all water, and what's in water that makes it water. And God saw the water, and God said, "It is good." On the third day, God gave us the gift of the dry land and the green growing things. Of all the dry land and all the green growing things. And God said, "They are good." On the fourth day, God gave us the gift of the great lights, the great light that rules the day and the great light that rules the night. And God saw the great lights and said, "They are good." On the fifth day, God gave us the gift of all the fish and creatures that swim in the sea, and all the birds that fly in the air. And God saw the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, and God said, "They are good." On the sixth day, God gave us the gift of all the creatures that walk upon the earth, of all the animals and the people. And God saw the animals and the people, and God said, "They are good." God looked at all that was created and said, "It is very good." On the seventh day, God gave us the gift of rest, a special day for us to remember all of the other gifts of God. I wonder on this seventh day, the special day to rest and remember God's gifts, where you might go to remember the gifts of God. Now watch as I put the story away. We have our day of rest, the gift of all the people and animals that walk upon the earth, the gift of the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, the great light that rules the night and the great light that rules the day. The dry land and all the green growing things. The gift of water. And the gift of light. So not only is this the story of the beginning of God's creation, but it's also the very beginning of our Bibles. I'm going to read just the first chapter 1, verses 1 through 5. In the beginning, when God created the universe, the earth was formless and desolate. The raging ocean that covered everything was engulfed in total darkness, and the power of God was moving over the water. Then God commanded, "Let there be light," and light appeared. God was pleased with what God saw. Then God separated the light from the darkness, and named the light day and the darkness night. Evening passed and morning came. That was the first day. Thanks be to God. We always end our time together by changing the light. So as we change the light of Christ, we remember that gift too. And the gift that God, or Jesus, is with us always, and every time and every place, in this room and everywhere. Amen.